Welcome to the Becks, a podcast that explores multimedia horror with host Becky and Sydney. Join us as we talk about movies, books, video games, music, and much, much more.
Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sydney Rebecca.
And I'm Rebecca Snow.
And we're the Becks. And this week we're talking about Sinners.
Sinners.
The movie.
Yeah, not like the whole world of sinners.
The world of sinners?
Yeah, weren't we just talking about how much the world sucks?
Oh yeah, true. Only in part due to Sinners.
Truth.
The movie Sinners made the world a little better.
It did. It's a very good movie. Very enjoyable.
Yeah, excellent. If you haven't seen it yet, which wouldn't be surprising because it just came out this year, it is a movie about these two twin brothers who want to open up a nightclub, essentially.
A juke joint?
In 1930s Mississippi. And it goes awry.
Yeah? Is that what we're calling it?
So this is a vampire movie, and I almost wish they hadn't marketed it as a vampire movie, because could you imagine?
Going into it not knowing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure would piss people off, but at the same time, the way that they even introduce vampires in this movie is still surprising in its own way. Like, you know that it's going to happen, but there is definitely an element to where it's like, okay, when are the vampires going to show up?
Yeah.
Because this movie is a slow burn. Like, the first hour is establishing who all the characters are, what the atmosphere is like, where they live, how people treat them, white people especially.
Yeah.
This movie lets you really get to know who the characters are before it goes awry.
Awry.
Yes.
This is, yeah. That's what it does. All right. No, it's such a good movie.
One of my all-time favorite things about this movie is how involved the music is.
Oh, for sure. I love the whole story beforehand, the opening scene where they talk about the music and that there's those that if they play the music so good that it opens up the between life and death, and
yeah.
People come and dance. Everybody dances, but sometimes it's evil, not good, that comes. So
yeah, it attracts all sorts.
Yeah, so that was super cool. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So yeah.
One thing I love about this movie is that while religion plays its role, it isn't the Protestant or Catholic priest that takes to solving the issue. It's a woman who does root work, which is awesome.
Right? Yeah.
It's so fucking cool. I love to see it. I love that that's changed. That it's become a wise person, a wise woman, instead of, just falling back on kind of a religious thing.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I loved her character, too. She
Annie.
was pretty cool.
Yeah.
She was amazing.
So, this movie stars Michael B. Jordan, and he plays both twins. And his performance is so good. This is the thing with twins, is you can really kind of make it hokey. You can make one twin be completely this one way and the other be completely this other way. The twins aren't like that in this movie, but they still feel very different and like their own people.
Oh, for sure. And he does an excellent job. Like, you watching the movie, if you didn't know who he was, I mean, obviously he's very well known. If you didn't know who he was, though, you would really believe there were twin actors doing this part.
Yes.
Because he just did a phenomenal with the way he held himself, his voice, everything.
Different mannerisms.
Yeah,
different
100%.
ways of
Yes.
saying different
close
things.
enough to be twins that were super close, yet far enough apart to show their individual personalities. And I just thought he was phenomenal at this part. It really...
Yeah. And what's amazing to me is there's so many good actors in this. Haley Steinfeld's a good actor. Delroy Lindo is one of the GOATs. He's one of the greatest of all time. He played Delta Slim. But
he was amazing.
The main character, Preacher Boy, was played by Miles Catton. And this was his first fucking film.
Dude, he's amazing. His voice blows me away.
Oh my
just
gosh.
his talking voice, I'm like, yeah, just talk to me, kid.
He's got a great voice.
He has a great voice.
And he's an amazing singer. And I never would have thought that this was his film debut.
No, I wouldn't have either.
I was so impressed. Like, I was impressed with his performance before I knew that. And then I learned that, and I was like, what the fuck, kid?
Yeah, I didn't realize it was his first one. Can you imagine going into this film with it being your first? That's crazy.
And you're next to Michael B. fucking Jordan and Delroy Lindo, and you're the best part of the movie still.
Exactly. You're the lead.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Completely
crazy.
insane. So, the main character, Preacher Boy, obviously, he's the young guy. He starts the movie off a little bit naive, and he's the twins are his cousin.
Yes. And he's called Preacher Boy because his dad is a preacher.
Yeah.
And they work in the cotton fields, and he has a guitar that his twin cousins gave him.
Smoke and Stack are their names.
And his dad takes the guitar and kind of keeps it from him until his work's done, and then he'll let him play for a while. But he's not happy about it because he feels like he's playing the blues evil, according to the dad.
Yeah.
But he's like, Daddy, I worked all week. I finished my quota. Just please let me have some time, get away from all this. You know, he just wants to enjoy himself. And of course, his cousins have been living in Chicago, so, you know, they're the big city boys.
For Al Capone.
Yeah, they're the big city boys living in the city. And so he's excited to be around them because all the culture.
Yeah, they're very cool.
Yeah.
He thinks they're very cool.
Yeah. As, you know, a lot of us do when we have older cousins that don't live around and they only come around once in a while.
We hear about their dangerous adventures that they get up to.
Yeah.
They're gangsters, though. Like, they're not...
No, they literally are thieves. They stole from the gangsters. And they have a very well-known history and reputation with the locals.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who they are. They know who the twins are. So, yeah, it's, of course, he's looking at these older cousins that are bad boys. And he's like, yep, why not? Who wouldn't want to hang around them? Have some fun.
Yeah.
Especially being raised by a minister.
There's so much to talk about with this movie that I don't even really know where to start.
And I don't think we'll get through everything. We're going to have to condense for sure because there's just a lot there's a lot of personal relationships, so much going on between so many different people.
And there's so much heart and soul in this movie. Yeah. Like, it was such a breath of fresh air, you know, because even if the beat by beat, the vampire plot and stuff like that is something that has kind of been done before, James immediately kind of drew the comparison with From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fair, kind of to its bare bones.
Yeah.
But there's still something that feels so unique about this film, even with its vampires. You know, how much are you going to change about them?
You totally do not expect it to be vampires. If you did not know it was going to turn into a vampire movie, you would not expect it. That's not what you're ever even thinking of at first.
No, especially because the main characters are black people, and it's 1930s Mississippi.
Yeah.
So there's obviously a very prevalent thread of race themes.
Yeah, and it starts out with the twins are buying an old sawmill from, of course, a white man.
And he's a Klan member.
Definitely.
And they call him out for that. They say, we're going to buy this for you, but if you or any of your Klan buddies show up, we'll shoot you where they fucking stand.
Yeah, you'll never get another drop of money from us.
Yeah.
Which means you're not going to come here and try to extort money from us because we're making money. So you're done. And he's like, oh, the Klan doesn't exist anymore. Calls them boys. And that set them off.
Yeah.
And which I loved. They were like, there's no boys here, just grown men.
How old is Michael B. Jordan, by the way?
I don't know.
Can you look that up? I'm
can.
curious. He has such a young face, but I know he's probably older than I'm expecting. Or he could be younger than I'm expecting. I don't really know what to expect.
How old do you think he is?
34.
38.
Oh, I was super close.
You were super close.
Because I could have easily believed that he was, like, in his 40s, but also I could believe that he was in his very late 20s. So I was just like, I'll go in the middle. I don't know. There's something about him that seems very old soul-y, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that.
So obviously there's a race element, and it's not just with the black people in this movie, because there's also Chinese immigrants, and there's Native Americans. I think they said that it was the Choctaw tribe. that was in
Yes,
the area.
I believe so, yes.
And they are actually introduced as kind of the ones hunting the vampire. We don't see them again, but they're the ones that are chasing after the vampire that causes all the trouble.
Oh, the vampire. I find the vampires hilarious. They're...
Okay, so this is the thing.
I love them, though. I was like, what is happening?
This is the thing is, there was so much about the performance that was at times very comedic, but at the same time, when Mary first approached them after, when she was trying to see like if they were genuinely there to spend money,
Yeah.
it was creepy.
Horribly
They
creepy.
gave me the fucking heebie-jeebies.
Oh, yeah.
Bad.
Okay, we knew they were vampires by that time, obviously.
Yeah.
But if it was just coming into that scene and seeing what was happening, you would think that they were just insane people. Or murderers that were going to kill you,
bad
kidnap you,
intentions.
something. Yes. They were just super creepy. They were, yeah. But they were so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole, it just, I don't know. At first I was like, what?
So I want to go back to the town for a second because this is something that I found super interesting and I didn't do any research about it, but I'm curious if you know. Grace and Bo Chow. So they own the shop where Smoke and Stack, when they're going around trying to see who will help them set up the juke joint, they stop at the store because the wife can make the signs and they can buy the catfish from them and you know, all this stuff. So they go to them for supplies and labor. Did you notice, and it's not like it was super overt or anything, but the Chows owned 2 shops.
Yeah, I noticed. Because
one was for the black side of town and the other was for the whites. And I just wonder how commonplace that was. Because I'd never seen that done in a movie before.
I hadn't either, so I don't know. Because the daughter leaves the one
and goes
across the street.
When it first happened, like, it wasn't until later on in the movie that I was like, wait, that was weird. Like, why do they have 2 shops? Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until, like, I thought about it that it occurred to me, oh, it feels a little bit like capitalism, I guess. You know, like, and I did find it interesting that, see, this is hard. This is one of the things that's hard as, like, a white girl talking about this movie is I know I'm missing so much stuff because it wasn't made for me.
No,
to a degree. I mean, it was made for a wide range of audiences, right? But at its core, this movie is by people of color for people of color.
Of course.
So it's not, like, I'm not coming in here trying to say I know, like, everything there is to know about this movie, because I know I don't. Because it's not something that I can really relate to.
Obviously not.
In any way that's meaningful.
Yeah.
But
what a great movie.
It's so good. And it really is super enjoyable. I think if you love vampire movies, you're going to love this movie. If you like thrillers, you'll like this movie.
I mean, there's a lot going on. There's love stories and heartbreak. And, I mean, it's just a really great, well-rounded movie. There's something in there for everybody.
Yeah. The way that it covers Annie and Smoke's loss of their baby is insanely well done. I don't even, like, I was crying at the end of this movie.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because it was...
I did, too.
Crazy. Like, the emotional beats hit really hard. And this is something that I've noticed, especially with recent movies, and even with filmmakers that I enjoy, is sometimes when there's an emotional moment, be it, you know, romantic or heartbreaking or whatever, they can't just let the moment be. Like, it has to end with, like, a fucking quip or a joke or something. Like, James Gunn, I love his movies. Like, he did Guardians of the Galaxy, all 3 of them. But he won't let the moment sit. Like, it can't just be a full, rounded, emotional moment. It has to end on something funny. And this movie doesn't do that because Ryan Coogler is fucking talented as fuck. And he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like, there are a lot of funny moments in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in that first hour.
Yeah.
All of the character interactions and getting to know everybody, it is so funny.
Yes.
So I want to talk about Mary for a second because she's interesting because she's white passing. Yeah. And she is not, I don't think she's aware of the privilege that she has at all, which is interesting. Because multiple times in the movie, they talk about how it's dangerous for her to be around them because she's white passing. Yeah. She has a white husband.
Yes.
You know, and she's trying to fool around with Stack. And she doesn't have any regard for the danger that she's putting these people in. Because when she shows up to the juke joint, several people are like, hey, I think you have the wrong place. Because if somebody were to step on her shoe and she complained about it to the wrong person, that's how these people died. They got lynched regularly. It was a normal fear for them to have. That was just the reality. And she didn't seem to, it never seemed to occur to her. And I think that was handled really well. Because you have all of these other characters who are very aware of the fact that even if she is considered family to them, it's still dangerous for her to be around.
Exactly, yeah. She knew what she wanted, and she didn't care where she was or what could happen. She just wanted to be with Stag.
And I don't mean to be overly harsh with her. Like, she had just lost her mother in the movie, so she was very obviously, like, emotionally...
And she grew up with the twins. Her mother stepped in and helped take care of them. Their dad,
wasn't drunk.
We find out, was very abusive, and they actually ended up killing him to get away from him. Mm-hmm. And her mom actually helped take care of them and made sure they were fed and had a roof over their heads. She stepped up and did that.
Yeah.
And cared about them. Mary had fallen in love with Stag.
Stag loved her too.
He loved her very much. But he pulled away and told her to stay away from him for her safety.
Yeah.
Not just his own. It was for her because he loved her.
Yeah.
As hard as it was. So there you got the love story thing going on too, which is heart-wrenching.
Her grandfather was black, I think is what they said in the movie. She grew up around black people and, didn't have any issues with them besides normal human issues, not racist issues, like having her heart broken by the man she loved, And that was a pretty common thing back then for there to be children of mixed races because of all of the heinous shit that people got up to. Again, another unfortunate reality there. I also loved, I'm a sucker for Irishmen.
Oh, God.
So the fact that the vampire was an Irish vampire was so good. I loved that.
Made me laugh so hard.
So I want to talk about that scene because it is really funny, but it is super important to the plot too.
Oh, yeah.
His name is Remick, and he hears Preacher Boy's music because there's this whole spiritual thing that happens when he plays his song, his first song that he sings at the
juke joint.
The juke joint, yeah. I was trying to say sawmill, it just wasn't coming out. And it's like all of these blends of culture and spirits and this like past and future, and it's a super cool scene.
It is a really cool scene. It's kind of overwhelming. There's so much there and so many different eras.
Yeah, you could watch that scene probably 10 times and still see something new each time.
Oh, for sure. They did a phenomenal job with that, I think.
And so it's this very spiritual thing that happens, and Remick is drawn to that. He can feel the power, and he realizes, like, oh, I can use this kid to connect with the people that I've lost. Mm-hmm. Throughout that whole scene, like, there's so many people in the juke joint dancing, all their own unique ways to dance, and people singing and doing all these things, and it's very, like, free. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the whole point, is freedom. That's the overarching theme of this whole movie. In more than one ways, not just the race element, but in other ways too, like spiritually. When it gets to later on in the movie, when Remick has a whole ton of people turned, he puppets them with the power that he holds over them as his like vampire sire, I guess, and makes them dance too, but it's all to his Irish song. Which is a great song, by the way. I'm always going to have that association with this movie now, though.
I wonder if Paul's watched this movie, because that scene would be great for Paul.
There's no way he's watched this movie.
He needs to. I think I need to tell him tomorrow he needs to watch this movie.
You're going to traumatize him.
It's a great movie.
No, it is good. But, I mean, really, think about it, though. Like, how different the two dancing groups are.
Oh, for sure.
Because, and this is another thing that's so smart. Again, like, I don't want to...
Can't really relate to some things.
Yeah, like, I am trying to come from, like, the most, like, I am a dumb white girl place possible, because I'm not trying to say anything that all these people don't already know. I just love this movie. You know what I mean? Like, they have this white man, an Irish immigrant, who Irish immigrants face their own issues. He even talks about how bad it was for the Irish people, for the Catholic people to come to Ireland, and how they basically wiped out a huge swaths of the pagan religion. It was destroyed because it wasn't Christianity. So there was a huge upheaval that happened to the Irish people, and then they had their own problems here in the United States as well.
Immigrants having issues? Huh.
Yeah, weird. Not like that's a timely conversation even to this day. Yeah. One aspect that I thought was really funny, not funny haha, funny ironic, and this is totally on purpose, is that you have this white man come to this juke joint and is like, hey, we can all be free. You just have to do what I say.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm not giving you a choice at all. And that, again, that's the point of it, is he offers this freedom, right? But it's not an offer. It's a demand.
Exactly. And
he will take what he wants, which is just what white people do, historically. So that's brilliant in its own way, too. The worst part of this movie for me was when she spit into his mouth.
Oh, God. Wasn't that horrible?
It was so gross.
Oh.
I don't want to be yucking people's yum, but that literally made me gag.
No, it did me too. I had to pause and walk away.
It was supposed to be this very sexual scene, which, for some people, I'm sure it is. And that's great for you. I don't ever want to witness it again. If I could go back in time and just have James cover my eyes when that scene came on, it's not even.
I forgot about it. I think I blacked my mind out about that scene, and thank you for not reminding me.
Well, we have to. This is what we do. We have to talk about it.
That's really gross.
That's fascinating though. Can you think of in any vampire media have they ever had vampires drooling like this?
Not that I've watched. Now there may be.
Because I think that's really kind of smart. I wonder if it's going to be part of the vampire lexicon now, is having them drool. Because each time it happened, the first with Remick, when he was originally talking to Mary, and then Mary later on when she was making out with her man, it was so effective and creepy.
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me, actually, of when the opening of It... when Pennywise is talking to Georgie and he starts drooling.
Yeah.
And it's really just effectively terrifying.
No, for sure.
And again, the vampires are at turns sexy and monstrous in this movie. And it's a good blend.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. No, it is. But
sometimes I really have a hard time with the podcast because I want to spoil things, but at the same time I don't.
I know. I think this one we should not spoil everything because this is a good one.
I will say though, the Klansmen that are in this movie get what they fucking deserve.
Oh, for sure.
And it's beautiful. I'm not one to be a person who's like, yeah, violence against people, that's the answer. But the KKK, they deserve it.
Oh, for sure.
And just so we're totally clear here. If you're a member of the KKK and for some reason you're listening to the Becks, you can fuck right off. You can actually go die in a hole.
Yeah, we don't want that anywhere near us. Thanks. Bye-bye.
It's so satisfying.
Cornbread. This whole thing upset me. I was sad because I loved him. I loved his wife. Some of the things they said in this movie, my jaw dropped. I was like, I'm not going to say it on here because you just got to watch it, and I don't want it to ruin anything.
Yeah.
But Mary at the train station.
Yes.
I was like, holy Hannah. What did she just say to him? And I'm like, oof.
Well, and that just goes to show, too, it's so funny. We think of people in the past being super stuffy. Humans as a whole have never been like that. When you get people who are close together, they're gonna talk how they talk.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter what era they're from, okay? People are gonna swear at each other. They're gonna be nasty. They're gonna make dirty jokes. Mm-hmm. There are ancient drawings of penises.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
In Iceland, they have an actual phallic museum.
Yeah.
That's all different penises.
So it's humanity's never been as stuffy as the churches would like us all to believe. And, it's interesting because this movie kind of starts at the end. Again, I love that they have a woman doing root work as the person who's solving the issues of the vampires versus the preacher, because there is a preacher character in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And he has nothing to do with it, and it's awesome. And this movie does have like a post-credit scene that's also excellent, that people, it's just, you need to watch this movie. Like,
It's so good.
There's something to love about it all. And I literally, as soon as this movie was over, I mean, it wasn't even really over. It wasn't even to the post-credit scene yet. Like, the credits had just started, where I was like, I need this soundtrack and the score in my Spotify library. Yeah. Immediately.
Yeah, no, it was great. The music was great.
Take the music out of this movie and it's not the same movie.
Oh, no, for sure. And that's what I love, is if you can take a movie that's very well written and very well acted, and then add such an amazing soundtrack, and that the music has so much to do with it, it just pulls you in. I was talking to Roger. We went to a Def Leppard concert, and that was my favorite band growing up. The first concert when I was 15. And standing there listening to them, they're still very, very good, which you wouldn't think for almost 70-year-old men, but they're excellent. And I looked at Roger and I'm like, just this experience, it just throws me back into my teenage years and my friendship, and I miss my best friend who was at the first concert with me, and I was texting her and telling her, you should be here, and we've already made plans that we're going to go do the VIP experience if they tour next year. That's what our trip's going to be. We're going to get backstage, we're going to meet them, and that's our plan. And when I asked him who he would want that experience with, what band, he's like, I don't know, music really never meant that much to me. And I thought, how can that be? And I know there's people like that.
Yeah.
But for me,
there's a lot of people like that.
It's when I'm sad or I'm depressed, I'm looking for a song to get me, to either lift me up or to push me further down, because you just do. I want to listen to some sad music. I need that. And it's always been that way with me. I've always turned to, I'll shut the TV off and listen to music just to calm myself. Or if I'm really mad, I'm going to listen to some crazy shit. Or when my husband died, I was listening to Five Finger Death Punch because it was metal and I could,
You were feeling extremely strong emotions, so you wanted something.
And this movie just takes all that music and puts it into, especially the dance scene that we spoke about. There's so much emotion in that, so much total crazy emotion. You start watching these people and you're like, and to think that, when they say that there's these people that have the talent that can cut through that line between life and death.
I 100% fucking believe it.
Oh my God, And then you think back, okay, so who have I known in my lifetime that has that? Who is that? It's just cool.
No, and I actually want to talk about that song a little bit more too. It's called I Lied to You, and Sammy, Preacher Boy, he talks about how he wrote it for his daddy. And it's not like a friendly song to his dad. He's not like shitting on his dad or anything, but he's talking about how like the expectations that his father has for him is not how he wants to be in his life. Mm-hmm. And that's also an overarching theme in this. Smoke and Stack talked to Sammy at one point about how separately, like one brother at a time, they talked about how they didn't want this life for him. Mm-hmm. They wanted him to go above and beyond. And at one point they even say, like, they didn't think that music was the way that he should go with that. He should be a preacher like his daddy wanted him to. Then you have his dad who's, like, keeps singing around sinners and the devil's gonna walk right in.
Yeah, and follow you home.
Yeah, which is one of the coolest lines ever spoken in film ever.
Yep.
I was like, ooh.
Keep dancing with the devil. Sooner or later, the devil's gonna follow you home. And it's like, oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
And so you have all these different people in this movie who have different expectations on them. Not just Smoke and Stack, not just Sammy, but Pearline, Mary, Annie. Like, they all have these different expectations put on them, and how some of them accept them and are happy where they are, and how some of them aren't.
Yeah.
And how, sometimes you have to decide if it's worth it.
Exactly. Now have you realized that this movie is not a typical vampire movie? There's a lot of depth to this. There's
so much. Again, Ryan Coogler is a fucking genius.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All I have to say about it. And I can't wait to see what Miles Catton is going to be in after this. Because how do you top this? I know he will, because he's brilliant.
I'm sure he will. But yeah, no, he is brilliant. Like I said, I had to look up who he was, because I'm like, who is this person? Where did he come from?
Because he's new.
Yeah. And his voice, though, just blew me away. I mean, because He has such a little baby face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his face is so babyish. You just want to pinch his cheeks.
He can't be that old. I'm looking it up right now.
He's 20.
He's 20?
I would have thought like 14.
He's not that young. He did
14
some
or
things in this
15.
movie that he could not have done if he was that young.
Look at it, the baby face. There,
That
he
had
is a
to have
baby.
been an old picture.
That is
of
an
him.
old picture, but still, I would have thought maybe 17.
Yeah.
I would not have thought 20 years old.
So good. Excellent. He's so adorable. And his guitar is cool.
He is very adorable. He's super good looking kid, super talented kid.
He's got a future, and I can't wait personally to see what he's got going on in the future. Because, again, he acted next to some of the biggest and most prolific actors in this movie, and he still was like the standout role.
Apparently, he's been singing for years.
Like his
They were saying that he was going to be like the next big gospel hit because he's so good.
Well, isn't he related to somebody famous in the music world? I feel like he came by it, talent runs in the family. I'm not sure. Okay, trying to think of, I had a bunch of notes, but I left them at my house like a loser. Because literally, like, there's so many ways to analyze this film too, because you can do it from so many different perspectives. Because of how many themes there are that Coogler works into this movie so naturally. I looked at a couple of reviews last night, and there were a couple of bad ones, and I'm like, this movie wasn't for you. Like, all of the critiques that they had, I felt were not. I know I get overprotective of the shit I like, but sometimes the critiques are just stupid as fuck.
No, I agree.
And sometimes I think that, especially in film and with film critics, is sometimes they can't get past the fact that the movie maybe wasn't made for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's just like, I didn't understand it, so it's shit. Like, please.
Well, and I think some people go into it as, oh, this is a vampire movie. And that's all they're expecting is vampire. And it was much more, there were much deeper issues that they were bringing into this movie. And I just thought it was phenomenal. Like I said, and the vampires, yes, while very creepy and very scary and very serious, and they were hilarious.
Yeah.
There's a scene that just, I will watch that one over and over because it makes me laugh. I'm like, that would be the vampires that would find me. It wouldn't be the sexy, hot vampires. It would be an Irish jig singing vampire. No, I don't find Irish men. I mean, maybe there are some, but I'm not like you. Sydney has a thing for Irishmen.
There's a lot about a face I can ignore if they have an Irish accent. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a flaw of mine. I'm sorry.
Yeah. This is why we're not going to Ireland.
Don't blame it on me. Come on.
Oh, too funny. Sydney wouldn't come back.
I remember one time I was asking a friend, I sent her this video, and it was these two Irish guys making a TikTok or whatever, and I'm like, are these guys actually attractive, or am I just blinded by the accent? And she's like, I'm like, fuck.
It happens. It does. I get it. Yeah, I do. There are certain accents that I'm like, uh-huh. Okay. Whatever you say. That's good.
Proper name, place, name, backstory stuff from the Lego movie, Yeah. And this is the thing is, I know some people are tired of the whole racism thing, and I'm saying that shittily on purpose. How nice it is for you as a person to be tired of hearing that narrative. When people have to deal with that every fucking day of their existence and genuinely fear for their fucking lives. That's why it's in art. That's why it's in entertainment, because it needs to be talked about.
It's shitty, people. It's shitty to be that way.
Yeah.
We are way too advanced. I'm going to get mad.
I know. Like,
I'm going to cry. Because
literally,
that makes me so frustrated, because people are people. There's shitty people everywhere, but it's not because of the color of their skin.
Yeah.
Where they're from, where they grew up. None of that matters. Mm-hmm. If you're a shitty person, you're a shitty person. It doesn't matter to me what you look like. If you're shitty, I don't like you.
Yeah.
But if you're a good person, you're a good person. And why can't we just stop hating people for what they look like? Stop it.
It's one of the most ridiculous things. And especially if you grow up in an environment where you're taught, oh, love others and be compassionate and stuff like that. And then you grow up and you see how people are in the world, even people that you respect. It's like, this is why we need movies like this. Mm-hmm. Because for some people, it's the only way that they will get this message. And that's sad in its own way.
It is.
So again, like, it must be so nice to be privileged enough to be sick of something like this, because it's not something you've ever had to deal with in your whole life. And just because it doesn't happen to you means that it doesn't matter. That makes you a bad person.
It's very true.
So
just be nice. Just be kind. If you can't be, shut the fuck up and go away.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. It really isn't. If someone's shitty to you, I get it. Be shitty back. But if they're not, don't hate them for no reason at all. I mean, I don't like people, but it's not because of any other reason that I just like to be alone. Just kidding.
She's not. We both value our solitary time.
We do. I do love people. I have lots of people I love. I love meeting new people.
Experiencing new cultures, learning about new cultures, because that's a privilege in its own way. We live in such a modern world that we can literally take a plane ride and be in a completely different culture than what we grow up in and what we know. And that's special. And the fact that we can do that and there's still so much ignorance and hate that exists is just so outrageous and frustrating.
Wow, we got super deep.
Well, when we talk about a movie like this isn't a shallow movie. You can enjoy it for shallow reasons, but this movie exists for a reason, and it has a lot of heart and a lot of meaning. And, even if you're just a person who loves music, this movie's amazing. It's not like a musical or anything like that. I don't want people to think that. It's just so intrinsic to the heart and soul of this movie that it just is. I got so many times when the music was playing and the emotional beats were happening and all this stuff, I get chills. Like, I get chills when I listen to music. Even, like, to this day, like, songs that I got chills the first time hearing, sometimes I'll listen to them again and get chills again because it's something that transcends.
For sure. No, it's just, there's a lot. You should watch this movie. You should enjoy it. You should tell us what you think.
Unless you didn't like it. In which case...
You're wrong.
It's okay to be wrong.
It's okay to not like something that we like. No, it is, of course. Everybody has their own opinions, and not everything that we enjoy is something that you will enjoy, and we get that. That's why we do this. It's fun. It's fun to hear your opinions, but I'm still waiting for opinions. Like, nobody's reaching out. I know there's people out there with listener stories, and I know there's people that would love to share their input on things like this. Just comment. Go on our Facebook. Comment.
We upload on YouTube. You can comment there, too.
Yeah. You can comment on Spotify now, too.
Yeah, that's a newer thing.
Comment. I'm doing a comment dance. Comment. It's weird.
You know what? In the movie, when they were talking about how white people only sometimes are, like, on a rhythm. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I was just wondering. Anyway.
She can fuck right off.
Listen, there's a reason I don't dance in public ever. Okay? I'm not inflicting that on anyone. Okay? I will dance alone in my house. Sometimes my boyfriend will dance with me, but he is equally white. And again, we're not trying to traumatize people, so.
I think she said, I'm traumatizing.
I did not say that. Be putting words in my mouth.
Oh my goodness.
All right, final thoughts on Sinners.
I love it. I think performances were amazing. It's not your typical vampire movie, so it's not like terrifyingly scary. I mean, there are some scenes where you're like, oh, that's creepy as hell. And it gets very violent.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
There's some faces that get into multiple pieces.
Yeah. For me, it's a 10 out of 10. I loved it. I loved everything about it. The way it ended is good movie.
So good. What are we going to talk about next?
I picked this one.
You did.
What should we do next?
I think I have an idea.
Ooh.
I think we should do an episode on mimics.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
I will have nightmares.
I probably will, too.
Speaking of nightmares, I have to tell you, our faithful listeners.
This is so absurd.
So after our last presentation, we went to a tattoo convention because it was in the same town. And I was going to get a tattoo. I did not. Could not find something I liked. I'm very picky.
That's a big shocker.
Shut up. Sydney, she doesn't care, so she got a tattoo. Cute, cute, cute snail. Shout out to her artist. He did a great job.
Yes.
It's super cool. I love it. But anyway, I'm still thinking about tattoos. I want a memorial one for my cousin. I got some things going on in my head for my dad. You know, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I have this dream the other night that I let Sydney pick out my tattoo. And I wasn't going to look at it till it was done. And this guy's tattooing my thigh from like my groin down to my knee. So it's this giant tattoo. But I'm not looking at it till it's done. I trusted Sydney to pick my tattoo.
Dreams, you should never trust Dream Sydney ever again.
So he gets done. Well, he did one on my calf that was super cute. It was like a horror-themed tattoo. That was cute. But the one on my thigh that Sydney picked out was Austin Powers. Sitting in like a reclining big puffy chair with Mini-Me in his lap. I was so mad at her when I woke up. I'm like, what in the hell did you pick this? Oh my God. I was so mad in my dream. It was horrible.
She was mad in real life till she came to work and she's like, I'm never trusting you. Like I did this. Like she actually has a tattoo on her thigh.
Austin Powers and Mini-Me on my thigh. Like, huge. Not little teeny thing. Huge.
I need, if any of our listeners are artistically inclined, I need you to illustrate this. Because I just need it to exist in real life.
We'll hang it in the studio.
Yes. It needs to be part of our brand. Yeah. Not that we could sell it or anything, because Austin Powers is its own thing, but...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So scary. So anyways, that was my nightmare. Now you're going to give me nightmares about mimics. Mimics are terrifying. That's one thing that really scares me. Like, I live woodsy, and I am so scared that some night my window's going to be open and I'm just going to hear someone calling my name. Or someone in my house is going to call my name. Dude, I'll be crying like a bitch.
Don't invite anybody in.
I don't invite anybody ever. I just told you I don't like people.
Well, it makes me think about how, like, in this movie, I didn't expect them to do the whole invite them in with the vampire thing, which I don't think people do enough. And it makes me think about how I saw this post on the internet one time about how, and at first I was like, that seems kind of silly. But the more I thought about it, the more I was considering how that makes perfect sense. And now I will never buy a welcome mat because it's just a sweeping statement. Yes, yes, yes.
My mouth is agape.
Yeah. Like
so that's just like opening your door to everything and anything because you're literally saying, come on in, you're welcome.
Welcome.
No, fuck that. Shh. Twice in this episode.
Oh. Scandalous. So,
Nuh-uh.
yeah, that's why I'm not a big fan of welcome mats. I like the ones that just say, go away.
Mine just said, wipe your paws. I don't think that was inviting.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
It's gone now, but that's the only one I ever had.
It's like I literally was shopping for mats because the purpose of them is to wipe off your shoes, right? So I was with my sister-in-law. We were shopping for that. She was shopping for that. And I'm like, don't get any of the ones that say welcome. And she's like, why? And I told her and she was like, okay, heard. And then she went home and told her husband, my brother-in-law, and was like, she sounds just like Jordan, who is the brother who's the very superstitious one.
Ah.
And I'm like, well, I'm sure Jordan would agree with me. So
Jordan's a smart one.
Point to me.
Exactly.
So yeah, we'll be doing an episode on that. I think I want to do some research on it though, because I don't want to. If just talking about it and researching it and stuff is gonna open me up to things, we might just do a skip.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you never know. Sometimes if you research stuff and it's like, well, talking about it could do things. So
No, I agree. Let's not do that if that's the way. Yes.
and then we'll have to just do something else.
Okay. Sounds good.
Which we have, again, we have a whole fucking library of things we need to do.
We do.
For episodes, so we're not gonna run out of content anytime
Absolutely
soon.
not.
Today the pod, tomorrow the world. My name is Sydney Rebecca.
And I'm Rebecca Snow.
And we're the Becks.